KREM 2 News at Noon begins now.
A decision has been made for Sandpoint's non-discrimination ordinance. Why some people say it'll impact more than just restrooms.
And we are enjoying a fair amount of sunshine right now. I think our shower chances are actually finished today, so I'll reveal when they reappear and how much colder Thanksgiving could be.
And people are still losing SNAP benefits after changes in work requirements. What qualifications are now needed? We'll have that coming up. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti. It is right at the top of the noon hour, and everybody might be thinking, hey, is it a good time to go out for a little walk? It was beautiful all morning. Still looks sunny out there. Let's check in with Thomas Patrick.
Absolutely. I'm actually chomping at the bit to be able to walk the neighborhood after my shift here at the mighty KREM 2 studios. A lot of sunshine. I know if it looks a little bit glary on the camera, I think I might need to lend my glasses cleaner to the lens in front of you there. As we take a look at Thanksgiving week, though, it's going to get much cooler between now and then. I'm actually going to back things up. Let's start with the radar here, where we're getting this sunshine right over Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. There might still be a spotty shower somewhere in between Moses Lake and Ritzville. So aside from that, we're actually doing good today. Now let's go forward through the graphics here, where today should get into the mid-40s. A very typical November day. That sunshine certainly will help things out. The weekend doesn't look too bad. Mid-upper 40s, which is definitely above average for the season. I think that's our next chance of rain, evening on Sunday night and Monday morning. That might be the beginning of the colder weather leading us into next week. Okay, now here we go. See that little shade of blue over Spokane? That would represent colder than average temperatures for Thanksgiving. Average high on Thanksgiving, 38 degrees. So we're going to be below that for the holiday a week from today. That I know for sure. As for snow chances, mountains or lowlands, well, I'll have to break that down in a bit more detail, so hold on to that thought for a little bit. But we will have the latest Thanksgiving travel forecast coming up for you.
Some of the most prominent figures in U.S. politics gathered for the funeral of former Vice President Dick Cheney. The 84-year-old passed away this month after battling pneumonia, along with cardiac and vascular disease. Former President George W. Bush and Cheney's daughter, former Congresswoman Liz Cheney, spoke at the National Cathedral where they held the services.
His abilities were self-evident without need of calculation or self-promotion. His talent and restraint exceeded his ego. Even before the Cheney name reached the national stage, people always saw something in the man, solid, reliable, and rare.
Former President Joe Biden and former Vice Presidents Kamala Harris and Mike Pence were all in attendance today. Following up on the Sandpoint City Council vote, they decided to amend their non-discrimination ordinance. It now more closely matches the state's laws, which say people have to use the bathrooms that match their gender at birth in places like schools and state-run facilities. Sandpoint's mayor proposed the amendment because a lifeguard at the local YMCA said they saw a trans woman in the women's locker room. The Sandpoint Alliance for Equality says passing this could impact more than just bathrooms.
We're never going to solve this locally. There is a great chasm between beliefs on this issue, and I think it's best settled in the courts.
The mayor saying at this point nobody has filed any formal complaints, and no formal complaint has ever been filed since they passed the original ordinance back in 2012.
You have reached Crime Check, the non-emergency line.
All right, so that is the voice you will hear when calling Crime Check. Spokane Regional Emergency Communications, also known as SHREC, will be using an automated answering service. The AI will be sorting out what the person calling needs, whether that be medics, police, or say scraps. Every year, SHREC sees about 250,000 calls, and almost half of those calls are not for emergencies.
It's well known in our community and we advertise it well, which is good. But what that does is it becomes a one-stop shop for any questions that they might have. And as silly as it might sound, we've had people call to see how hot to cook their turkey at.
Right, so if a real emergency does come through Crime Check, The AI bot will send that call to a live communications office. The AI will not answer 911 calls, and it will also not write reports. Shrek says AI could never replace those people, and the plan is to fully roll out this new system before the end of the year. A man has died after jumping into the Spokane River while trying to flee police over the weekend. Spokane Tribal Police say officers tried to make contact with a 42-year-old man who had active warrants for his arrest out of Lincoln County, Stevens County, and Minnesota as well. STP says the man fled from officers near the junction of the Spokane and Columbia Rivers, leading them on a chase. The man then jumped over an embankment into the Spokane River and did not resurface. Police says this is still an active investigation, so they are asking those with information to please contact these Spokane tribal detectives. Coming in new today, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife says they are going to release a new digital licensing app for the 2026 season. So the app is My WTFW, will launch on April 1st. It will let you buy licenses, show where you can fish or hunt, and have electronic tagging. You'll also be able to report migratory bird harvests and submit end-of-season harvests on that app as well. Most of the features will be available while offline. This is part of the agency's plan to make everything digital. Okay, the government shutdown is over, but many people are still concerned about food benefits. SNAP is expanding its work requirements, so about 150,000 people right here in Washington are actually losing their benefits. President Trump's spending bill raised the age limit for people who have to work from 54 to 64. One SNAP recipient said she's not sure how she'll be able to eat since she's not able to work.
I can't work 20 hours a week. I've actually been approved to work 5.
So that was Stacy. She says she has family who can help her, although under these cuts, another estimated 300,000 people nationwide will lose their food benefits by 2034. The Department of Justice now has 1 month to release the Jeffrey Epstein files. Yesterday, President Trump signed the bill. Many politicians are denying connections to Epstein on social media. The president called the scandal a hoax. Former President Bill Clinton denies having any knowledge of Epstein's crimes, and there's no evidence that the former Treasury Secretary, Larry Summers, did anything illegal. He recently resigned from OpenAI's board after a message between him and Epstein came out. Trump directed the Justice Department to investigate, which then could delay them releasing some of the documents. All right, still ahead, police arresting 2 young men after a firework attack in downtown Spokane. Coming up after the break, what is next for these suspects and an update on the victim of that attack.